parade, so to speak, but everyone's still here and waiting for this parade to end or get close to an end anyway, but no one is leaving. Everyone's still here. Governor Bobby Jindal standing in front of the dais with Archbishop Gregory Amon. Mayor Nagin still at his post. Again, a number of bands doing a great job tonight. Kind of a precursor for this weekend for many of these bands, because all of them will be showcased again as well coming up this weekend. All of the big parades starting Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and of course on Lundi Gras and Fat Tuesday. Mike and Ed?
We're listening to you, Glenn.
Well, I can tell you, man, we're just having a good time. This is just great, guy. It's great.
What was the reaction when Reggie Bush came by there? Reggie Bush and Billy Miller?
Hey, first of all, I don't know what's up with the sunshades, it's at night, but Reggie.
Part of being cool.
I don't get it. Must be a Hollywood, a California thing, man, with the glasses. Oh, he got a big round of applause. I think Jeremy Shocker was on that particular float as well. These guys are really having a good time. They're having a great time on these floats. I thought that Ray Nagin was getting ready to say something, but he's not. Ray Nagin was joking. I think he said he had like 83 days left in office, so let's just have a good time. He got a few claps when he said that.
Yeah, there certainly is a countdown, isn't there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think he's counting down more than anyone else.
Oh, if he could leave now, he would.
Absolutely, Glenn. I think you're absolutely
he would
right.
Leave. Yeah, private conversations with him, he would leave today if he could.
Right.
Well, I don't know why he can't. I'm sure you have a Mayor Black.
Yeah, but it's just I don't think this is the anywhere near the 8 years that he anticipated when he came into the job as a television cable executive. I think he had he's got a little different perspective on it now than he did back then.
I think most politicians would when you have a disaster like a Katrina right in the middle of your two terms. We were just looking at the St. Stations there a second ago. There they are.
This is such an exciting time for the St. Stations. I mean, they usually don't travel to away games. Of course, the Super Bowl was an exception, and they had a big going away. We actually had a live shot of them getting into their bus and heading off to the big game, and I cannot imagine what it was like to perform in front of a Super Bowl crowd. It's really
a long time
This was
coming.
the Super Bowl for them, too.
Exactly. A long time coming.
Now they're playing Baby Boy.
A lot of these women, they have regular jobs in addition to being a St. Station, so they're juggling schedules, and it's a lot of work.
It is.
I was a dancer in high school and college, and
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of work.
I judged the
It's
Dallas
demanding.
Cowboys cheerleading selection for 2 years back in the early 2000s, and it was fascinating. Because as you said, they come from all walks of life, and they have moms, students, executives, all kinds of backgrounds.
And just because you make the team one year doesn't mean you make it the next.
Not at all.
Exactly.
Nope.
Competition is probably pretty stiff.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike and Ed.
Yes.
Come on, let's be honest now. Let's be honest. Sensation or the Honeybees?
Oh,
You know what?
put them on the spot.
You know what?
If you're asking us to make a choice, I say both.
Speaking of political answers.
Oh, politically correct, Mike. Come on, man.
No, I mean
This
both.
is the one time. This is the one time where I really don't have any opinion.
Smart man.
I don't have much to say here.
These are the
look, I think these are
6'10" Stompers.
right.
What a group.
This
Made
is
their debut for the Buddy D big event not that long ago, where so many men dressed in dresses, because Buddy D always said that if the Saints would make it to the Super Bowl, he, of course, would wear a dress. And, of course, he is no longer with us. Bobby Abeer and the crew and many others turned out in dresses.
Yeah.
And January 31st, they had a huge, huge, huge reception through the streets of the streets
Talking
of the
about
city.
someone. Hey, you're talking about someone who's missing, Buddy D. Wow.
Yes.
Oh man, jeez. It's the 6'10" Stompers.
Well, right there is, in 31, is Pearson Prelo, longtime NFL veteran, has been with Greg Williams at several stops as a safety and was a contributor on special teams. And he was, more than that, I think a guy who was kind of a veteran clubhouse mentor this year, and a guy who knew his role, knew he wasn't going to start, but he was kind of, he was brought in to preach the Greg Williams philosophy this year, and to get everyone to kind of jump in and buy in, and I think you know, he did his job well this year. There's another guy, 92 Remy Adel, defensive tackle. You know, a guy who really stepped in and played very, very well.
Quick programming note for all you Lost fans. A new Lost is coming up tonight at 8 o'clock. So you won't miss an episode.
Right here on ABC 26. Right now you're watching commercial-free coverage of the Mission Miami Accomplished Saints Victory Parade through the streets of the CBD. And of course it's commercial-free thanks to our sponsors, Aaron's Sales and Lease Ownership. And you can join us at 9 o'clock on NOLA 38 for a lot more parade coverage.
We've seen some really fun and interesting signs this season with DAT. Just saw one that said, "We needed that."
Yes, right. We dat, who dat?
True dat.
True dat, how about that?
Cedric Ellis, 98, defensive tackle. Jonathan Vilma, Saints middle linebacker right there.
A lot of these players on Sunday night did not get much sleep at all. We saw a videotape of Coach Sean Payton from yesterday, and he looked like he had not slept at all, but I think he said he slept just a couple of hours, or at least he went to bed for a couple of hours with that trophy.
And here's the thing that you got to do too. You got to remember the Saints were down in Miami, and even though they got a police escort, the press conference was in Fort Lauderdale, which, as you know, is a good 45 minutes, even with no traffic, north of the city. So to get there for 8:30, he had to leave. You can back it up. He's got to leave at 7:45.
Right.
And you know, I'm sure the celebration went on long into the night. So
those are the pussyfooters there, right?
Yeah, I think there were a lot of people in the room, including me yesterday, who hadn't had much sleep.
Yeah.
But you know, it was all worth it.
It is worth it. Glenn was talking to some of the players yesterday as they got off the plane and they were leaving the Armstrong International Airport. A lot of them said that one of the first things they wanted to do was just go home and get some sleep to prepare for this parade today.
Well, this is a wonderful night, but it's also, if you're up there, you're working hard.
Yeah.
And like I said, you know, some of these guys, I think it's just, you know, emotionally draining more than anything else. You need to recharge the batteries mentally a little bit.
Drew Brees woke up Monday morning and asked his wife Brittany, "Did it really happen?"
Yeah.
I bet right now he's realizing absolutely yes.
And the one thing you never really understand until you attend a Super Bowl is how much energy is expended and how much anticipation there is in the stadium before the game, during the game, and after the game. It is such a high pitched you know, crescendo.
We'll give it back to you, Glenn.
Hey, here we come. Let's get ready for the man who's carrying the trophy,
Okay. Sean Payton, Coach Sean Payton, guys, arriving here at Gaia Hall. The thunderous applause. hoisting that Lombardi trophy in the air.
Everybody put your drinks in the air and toast them. Put your drinks in the air.
And the members of his coaching staff.
Wow. Sean throwing kisses. Valentine's this Sunday, I think.
Who's the champions?
Sean Payton in his 4 years.
Saints are the champions of the what?
Bringing home the gold. Well, silver here in this case, but we'll take it anyway.
With the coach and members of his coaching staff. What a hell of a job, guys. Fantastic. We are the best in the world because you
It's good to see these guys outside the lines, so to speak.
God bless you. The mayor's got a few words for you. He loves
Mayor
you.
Nagin.
Please send our microphone to the floor, please.
Mayor Nagin's getting ready to say something to Sean, and Sean will say something as well.
Hey, Coach Pitt.
Coach getting a good workout with that trophy, Mike. I think you said that weighs, what, about 7 pounds?
Somebody brought it up here. Why? I brought it down there. Who's coming? Hold on, Coach.
They're going to toast again, guys.
Well, look. While we do this, turn it down, Charles. Take it, James. Take it. Turn it down, Charles. It's coming down. It's coming down.
Mayor Nagin is getting ready to toast Sean Payton.
Jerry Romick, where are you? Hey, Coach Payton, thank you for calling that onside kick, man. Oh, Woo! We love this.
Hold on, Coach. All right, Charles. Coach, we got Congressman Giles going to say a few words, and I'll come back and we're going to toast you, okay? Congressman Giles.
Congressman Gao.
Hear me?
To the gutsiest move in the history of the Super Bowl. The onside kick was the best call that I've ever seen. And I hope that we all have the chance to make the same gutsy move next year in Super Bowl 45.
Putting some pressure on the coach. Talking about a repeat here.
We plan on being back a year from now. Be a little different journey, but everybody that's here tonight can't touch this. And I know on behalf of the team, the organization, we just wish you could spend one night with it, because your support and just your following means so much to us. And we thank you, and we'll see you again this time next year.
Okay, Coach Sean Payton, guys. Sounds like a guarantee to me. Sounds like a guarantee.
I want everybody who's in the house to raise their glass. And if you don't have a glass, act like you have one. To Coach Payton and the New Orleans Saints coaching staff, we wish you much continued success. We love your gazubas. That call you made was unbelievable. And we wish that you and your family, with all the family members of the coaching staff of the Saints, that you have an incredible journey in next year, and that we bring home another Super Bowl.
Hey, hail Coach Payton.
Hail Saints!
Head coach Sean Payton, guys.
Hail Mrs. Payton.
Hottest coach in the NFL right now. And he's our coach.
I think there'll be a lot of toast in the weeks to come. Here's to the best Mardi Gras week in the history of this city. All right, Coach. We got passing this award. It's a pinnacle award to put on your wall somewhere. God bless you and your family, your lovely wife, everybody in the Saint organization. Who that? Who that? Who that Saint gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that?
Let's see if the coach is going to say that.
Who that? Who that? Who that Saint gonna beat them Saints? And Coach Williams, where are you, Coach? God bless you and the defensive coaches. Coach Williams, go Saints, go! Let the parade continue. Go Saints.
Hey, Sean. Fish down.
Coach Sean Payton, guys. Almost guaranteeing a repeat. Mike and Jessica?
Well, we don't mind a guarantee of a repeat. We'd love to see that, of course.
Of course. Talking to some of the national, listening to some of the national guys this morning, they're already making predictions, and you know what? They're not predicting our Saints.
You know what? I don't trust any of those national guys because all of them basically discounted New Orleans and said it wasn't going to do this and wasn't going to do that. And as we say here on ABC 26, you determine who's going to win on the field, thank goodness. And the Saints proved that.
They all had it wrong. They all had it wrong.
We're looking once again here. This is Coach Sean Payton holding up the Lombardi Trophy there in front of Gallier Hall. Mayor Nagin just toasting him right there. And the coach almost guaranteeing that the team will be back in the winner's circle at the next Super Bowl. That one taking place in Arlington, Texas, the big stadium there that Jerry Jones built, where Coach Sean Payton was one of the coaches, offensive coaches there, before he came to the Saints in 2006.
We heard that cute story about how he slept with the trophy the first night, and he told the crowd, I wish that each and every one of you could have a night with this trophy.
Indeed. And remember to send your pics if you're snapping there with your camera. Tell your friends and family to send them to us, pics@abc26.com. We're going to be leaving you here in just a couple of minutes, but we'll be rejoining you with this parade coming up at 9 o'clock on NOLA 38. And of course, if you still want to see the parade, you can see it streaming live on abc26.com. You've been watching this parade here commercial free, thanks to our sponsor, Aaron's Sales and Lease Ownership, making this a commercial free coverage for ABC 26 and NOLA 38, and of course on abc26.com.
And a new episode of Lost is coming up next, a new episode of Lost. So we will conclude parade coverage at 8 o'clock, and your favorite show will be on.
And you're watching some of the Saints players here. This looks like they're coming down, I can't tell what street that is. Canal, there it is, on Canal. You can see the palm trees there. And number 42, number 35, it looks like there, 38. And they are partying it up. Are they jamming here to the Get Crunk song, or we can't quite hear what they're? I guess they are.
They're still getting crunk. Well, now's the time to party.
It certainly is.
They are off for a while.
They have had a ball with this parade after finally getting some rest from Sunday's huge, huge Super Bowl win. A lot of folks counted them out. They never did. They played as a team, a bunch of cast-offs on the team, as Adam Norris and Ed Daniels has even said. And of course, they have all put it together. A wonderful, wonderful season. They wound up finishing the season 16 wins and 3 losses.
I got you.
And ABC 26 News would like to give a special thanks to the following folks: Aaron's Sales and Lease Ownership, the City of New Orleans, Jefferson Parish, the Saints, the Superdome, the Mayor's Office, and the NOPD.
And thank you for helping to make our Mission Accomplished Victory Parade even possible here on ABC 26.
And we'll leave you with the sights and sounds of this incredible Saints season.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you right back here on ABC 26 News at 10 o'clock. Way to go, Saints.
Previous.
That was fantastic. His coaches were very generous, weren't they? With their beads. And once again, this is a live picture at Poydras and St. Charles, where there's just a tiny little delay here between the coaches' floats and the next band coming up the street.
Which should be Roots of Music. Chris, doesn't look to me like anybody's gone home yet.
They're not going home yet. This is a live picture from the Ritz-Carlton of Canal Street. Just a fantastic evening to celebrate our champions here, the New Orleans Saints and their coaches.
You know, it's got to be a great thing for the young players who, one, have never experienced a Mardi Gras, but then to experience the Mardi Gras atmosphere in a Super Bowl parade where they've just become the champions of the world. It's got to be an extra special feeling that not too many people on this earth experience.
You've been here a number of years. Have you ever seen anything like this?
No, I have not. Well, you know what? We've said since well before I got here, and I came in 1982, we said, when the Saints win the Super Bowl, can you imagine the city of New Orleans? I've been hearing that since I got here. And finally it's come, and we're not disappointing. The city is living up to its expectations of its own party.
How many years have we been saying that? Can you imagine what would happen in this city if the Saints won the Super Bowl? And here it is. You imagined it, and this is it.
And this is it. Nothing like the first time. We're going to enjoy this, but we'll dream about next year, too.
We're contenders. Arthur, who do we have here?
It's the Roots of Music, and I have to confess I don't know much about this group, but it looks like new uniforms.
I like their colors.
Yeah, new instruments, young kids, and we hope we're going to get to hear them play.
And St. Mary's, Arthur, from New Orleans East.
St. Mary's from New Orleans East.
I apologize. Our parade lineup is out of order. This is St. Mary's. Well, no wonder they look good. No, I don't think this is St. Mary's. I think we've...
You don't think so?
No, well,
Right here. Here comes St. Mary's. We'll take a break and continue with our champions, our Saints Victory Parade in just a moment.
You're watching live continuing coverage of the Saints Parade, honoring our champions.
There's nothing more important than fans, and Omni Bank has a lot of them. In a recent survey, customers use the same words over and over to describe their Omni experience. Words like friendly, personal, professional, courteous. I could go on, but let me tell you, it's experiences like these that make Omni a winning play. If you want a trusted tradition in banking where the difference is service, then join my team here at Omni Bank. I know I'm a big fan.
I was hurt working offshore.
I couldn't support my family.
Mr. Lewis has helped a lot of injured offshore workers get the money they deserve.
Mr. Lewis handled more than our case. He handled everything.
I gave my all on the job. Now Mr. Lewis is getting us all we need.
He'll take it as far as it needs to go.
Now all Frank has to worry about is getting better.
And Mr. Lewis will make sure you can.
When Lewis St. Martin takes your case, you can take care of what's important.
Call 1-800-222-3984 today.
It's back. The lottery's $1 million raffle. And it's your best odds to win $1 million. Will you be one of hundreds to win $500? One of 5 to win $50,000? Or the newest Louisiana millionaire? Find out April 15th. The countdown is on. Get yours before they're gone.
For over 75 years, that's how long my family has been in the car business here at Mossy on South Broad Street. The most important thing my granddad and my dad taught me was respect the customer, give them a fair deal, and take care of their vehicles. Royal?
That's right, Joe. The customer does come first here at Mossy, and it's my job to make sure you're happy with your vehicle and your Mossy price. Mike?
Thanks, Royal. Mike Gonzalez here, making sure everyone out there knows we service all makes and models at our Mossy Motor Service Department.
I'm Joe Mossy, and you have my name on it.
You're watching live continuing coverage of the Saints Parade, honoring our champions.
And we're back live in front of the Intercontinental Hotel at St. Charles and Poydras. And I apologize, we missed the St. Mary's Band. They were terrific as usual. And now we're looking at the Martin Luther King Jr. Charter School Band. They're real proud because President Obama actually visited their school, and they've got brand new uniforms, and this is an up-and-coming group, and I know how excited they must be to be in this parade.
Okay, and as we listen to them, we're going to take a few moments to soak up what they're playing, and then we're going to toss it to Fletcher Mackel at Mardi Gras World.
All right, Fletcher Mackel alongside Melanie Hebert. We are here at Mardi Gras World. The bus barn, or the float barn that you see behind us, is where this Saints celebration parade will end. And the Old River City Casino, which is now part of Mardi Gras World, is where the party will be post-parade. And needless to say, it's going to be a huge blowout extravaganza.
Yeah, we're waiting for the floats and the players to arrive. And you know, the staff here at Blaine Kearns Mardi Gras World has set up for about 1,200 guests. That is, of course, only the people who are allowed to ride in the parade, which is the players, and then their spouses, their families as well. You couldn't buy a ticket to this event, so this is the top notch. And you know, a lot of local businesses all chipped in to donate, like Copeland's donate the food and the drinks for this event. So this is where it's happening. This is where everything is culminating from the Saints Victory Parade. Live on your side, Melanie Hebert and Fletcher Mackel. Back to you guys.
This is really super. I'm telling you. You're still looking at the Martin Luther King Jr. High School marching bands, the Magnet School. This is a charter school.
And it's an elementary school. Look how big they are, Norman. Are they doing a great job or what?
I tell you what, they look like a junior high school. They're so well.
Let me check my list, but I tell you
they
what.
They are so well polished.
Yeah, they really are.
I'm telling you, and behind them comes the Sophie B. Wright Charter School.
And MLK is a middle school.
It is a middle school.
But boy, they are doing some good work. And we should acknowledge their band director, David Harris. And now this is the Sophie B. Wright Middle School. Sharon Clark is the principal there, and they're one of the most successful schools, charter schools in the city. Their band director is Desmian Barnes.
And I tell you what, Arthur, for middle schools, these music units have been very, very good.
They really have. I think the music programs in Orleans Parish are definitely coming back. It's good to see the middle schools doing so well.
And music is such a great thing to have in terms of educating well-rounded kids.
It really is.
It goes a long way towards expanding a child's horizon. And I'm really glad to see that these charter schools are investing a lot into the arts.
They certainly are.
Maybe this is a turning point for the city of New Orleans as well.
I hope so. This is a real high school academically, and now musically too.
There's Smokey Mary with Sean Payton. I tell you what, that was a tremendous moment when Sean Payton came by holding up the trophy, the Vince Lombardi trophy on Smokey Mary. Because we've been talking earlier saying we'd seen everybody but Sean Payton.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden this huge float comes down with this engine and the noise blaring, and there it was.
And he was having a grand time.
Oh, I'm telling you, he was touching his heart and blowing kisses. I'm telling you, what a tremendous moment. There he is, still holding that trophy. I mean, he's been holding that trophy since Sunday. He told members of the news media that he slept with it, that he rolled over and drooled on it.
And he's still blowing kisses.
And he's still blowing kisses. This man has a tremendous sense of affection for this community, and we do have a sense of tremendous affection for him because he's real.
A brain and a heart, huh?
Absolutely. This man is real. What you see is what you get. He has a tremendous amount of love for the people of this area, and he is a human being through and through, and he loves the New Orleans Saints, and he loves the city of New Orleans and the surrounding area. And I tell you what a perfect match. I mean, this is destiny. This is Canal Street, and that is Smoky Mary, and you can just about imagine how wild the crowd is going once they see Sean Payton with that Vince Lombardi trophy. This is just incredible. There he is, still holding it aloft, waving and blowing kisses to the crowd.
There's a lot of people on that float.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The coaching staff, and I'm sure some of the wives and family members. It's terrific.
And the crowds are really dispersing.
And when you
St.
see
Charles.
this man, Chris, you know, you can tell that what you see is genuine. There's nothing fake or put on about this guy.
And when it comes to football, he means business. Smart man.
Yes, he is.
What a genius call, that onside kick.
Oh, I'm telling you, what a gutsy call. I mean, I kept tweeting that. Now, I still like that gutsy call. I mean, even going for it on 4th and 1 at the goal line. I mean, the man has a tremendous amount of courage. And you're looking at a shot from the Ritz-Carlton downtown, and you're looking at a shot from Sky 6. Both shots very telling. They tell the story. All you have to do is just look at the pictures.
You know, it's a shame we don't have an accurate way to measure crowd size, because this one was deficit.
I lost count at about 450,000.
I mean, really, how do you do it? But we've seen enough to know it's a big parade and a humongous crowd.
Oh man, I'm telling you, and everybody's just kind of just linking up, making connections with people, and making the very best of it, because it's been a tremendous evening. And you know, it's like there was a lady while we were on the air doing our post-game coverage after the Super Bowl, who said, you know, and it was like she tweeted something to the extent that you know, our dreams have been answered finally, and that's about what it amounts to. You look at all these pictures; these are pictures of a dream being realized. This city is electrified now and rejuvenated. We have a sense of self-worth again, and it's all because of this football team, this owner, this coach, and these players.
And tonight, on the right side of your screen is Sky 6. This city is all lit up with celebration.
I'm telling you what, you just want to remember that forever. These pictures. This is what New Orleans is all about.
Margaret Orr, our beloved chief meteorologist, is in the thick of things too, and she is at near Harrah's Casino right now. Margaret, are you there?
Is celebrating right here on Convention Center Boulevard. Look at the mass of people. Let me tell you, there are about 15 to 20 people deep. That's on this side. Same thing on the other side. And you know what? It's young, it's old, and they are all joyful. Come on over here, Gabrielle. What do you want to tell everybody?
I just want to say that Robert Meacham is the best and who dat? Go Saints!
All right, everybody, who dat? Who dat? Who dat? Who dat? Who dat? Who dat? Who dat say they're going to beat them Saints? All right, let me tell you, this is the most exciting moment in most of these people's lives. They have all been coming up to me and saying how joyful they are. What do you have to say?
No more!
Ain't no more. That's right. Ain't no more. We number one. Who that, baby? Do you see how the Saints have brought us all together? This is what we needed. Since Katrina, it is ain't no more, because the Saints have kind of lifted this burden off of our shoulders. And truthfully, everybody is just so happy, right? I'm so happy. I love you, Shaggy. So that's what's going on here at Fulton Street and Convention Boulevard. The parade is going by. Frankly, it's kind of hard to see what's going on. It's all about the people. It is simply all about the people being happy. Now, we got a band over on Fulton Street, and I did have my second, oh, would you hand me my second line? Look, we've been second lining. Mitch Landrew went by, Rita Benson went by, and now, look at the masses. Who that? Who that? Who that? They gonna beat this thing. Who that? Who that? Who that said they gonna beat this? Nobody! Hey, New Orleans!
Boy, look at the scene down there. The party. The party is just starting.
It ain't over.
No, the party is still going on.
The Who Dat Nation. It's all people, young and old, and just celebrating and just being happy. We actually have all of these people upstairs leaning out the windows. All of these. Oh, better be in that number when the Saints go marching in.
Leave it to Margaret to get the crowd going, huh?
Oh yeah, Margaret, I'm telling you.
She's so shy.
She needs to come out.
We got to get Margaret out more. You know, we got to break her out of her shell. The parade's been delayed a little bit. They paused for a while there on Canal Street. You're watching our Champion Saint Victory Parade here on WDSU, broadcasting live on WDSU and streaming on WDSU.com all over. And there are people texting us from all over who've been watching our coverage and really enjoying it, you know, and feeling like they are part of everything that's going on here, because there are so many people all over the country who want to be here who can't. And you know what? And I think, look at that shot. That says it all right there. That aerial shot from Sky 6 says it all, because everybody who's anybody is in town tonight, no matter where they're from.
They have come from probably a tri-state area just to be here tonight for this historic occasion to celebrate our champions bringing home the Lombardi Trophy, the world champions in Super Bowl 44.
You know what, and our former sports director, Buddy Diliberto, is probably looking down from Sky 6 right now. He's probably looking at this saying, my God, finally it's happened after 43 years. The New Orleans Saints have gone to the promised land, and in doing so, they have taken this city along with it. We have been given a new life, a new direction, and a new sense of pride. I tell you what, Buddy, there's nothing like this.
Yeah, but Buddy's probably saying, God, what took you so long?
Well, you know, we're on the air bringing this to you, and I tell you what, it is a tremendous joy to have this privilege and this opportunity to be here. And as we look at Sean Payton, he's standing on the Smoky Mary on top, holding the top position with the Vince Lombardi Trophy, blowing kisses to the crowd, holding the trophy up so that everyone could see it. And he meant what he said when he talked about that being not just a victory for a football team, but a victory for an entire region, for the whole area. And I think Drew Brees said it best when he talked about this being a victory for the Gulf Coast, because this is a place that's been knocked to its knees, and people who lost all hope, and people who were devastated and depressed and suffering from all kind of personal and emotional affliction have been able to grab hold of this team and ride it by the tailwinds back to the top of the mount, Chris.
I just want to say this is a live picture from Sky 6 looking at Canal Street as the Smoky Mary makes her way around that turn right there. This shot is from a helicopter, Sky 6, and we were zoomed in. That is fantastic just to be able to see that detail and look at the people. Wherever there's an opening, that's where you'll find human beings wanting to be a part of this.
Yeah, Smoky Mary is making a U-turn right there at Rampart.
Rampart, yes.
Yep. making its way back down Canal Street, where it will make a left turn or a right turn onto the Convention Center Boulevard, down where Fletcher and Melanie Hebert happen to be standing at Mardi Gras World. And I'm sure there's going to be a party after the parade.
You better believe it.
The night's still young, folks. By New Orleans standards, the night's not old until, hey, let's say about 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah,
but,
that's about right.
It is a Tuesday.
But any time is party time in the city of New Orleans. People know how to enjoy themselves. They really do. They know how to appreciate each other. That's a paradox that has always intrigued me, and that is how there can be so many differences and on so many other levels, but at the same time, people always know how to socialize and get along with each other.
Look, he has his own version of the Vince Lombardi Trophy.
That was on Convention Center Boulevard with Drew Brees, and that's another wonderful aerial shot.
Boy, look at this shot. Look at this shot.
Man.
This is all the way down Canal. Look at that. Oh, man. This is a ground level shot of where we happen to be. The parade passed us here, and we got to see everybody close up, and it was really wonderful. I tell you what, to make eye contact with the coach as he passed by with the trophy, that was very heart-warming. It was very moving.
As well as the players who passed by earlier and the coaching staff, and just a very special night for all of us to be able to be part of it.
And it's not over. It's parade is still going on right now in Convention
As
Center
you can see
Boulevard.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's still a while. The parade has a while to go before it's over. I'm telling you, you can see the shot there from Sky 6, that aerial view. You can see that the people are still lining the streets downtown. The parade's just really hitting its stride right there on Canal Street. And that's where the bulk of the people have been waiting to catch a glimpse of their heroes.
I got a great idea. Let's do this again next Tuesday.
Yes, well, I'm planning on it.
Hey, listen, I'm game. I'm game. It's a beautiful idea.
And it could happen.
It very well could happen with this coach and this team, these players.
And if we take a year off, 2013, the game is here. Now, how cool would that be if we could host a Super Bowl and be in it? Huh?
You know what? That would be just perfect.
Yep.
That would be. Somebody said that the Superdome would just levitate. I think it would.
Yeah.
It would definitely be levitating if we were to end up playing in the 2013 Super Bowl that's played here in the city of New Orleans. Look at all the umbrellas with the black and gold colors on them.
It can happen, Arthur. It happened Sunday. It can happen again.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is a live picture right now from Convention Center Boulevard, from Harrah's, looking out at the crowd lined up to see as the floats, the parade makes its way to the Convention Center there toward Mardi Gras World.
And I tell you what, you find a whole throng of people in that particular area because they're all crowding out, flowing out onto the streets from inside Harrah's. I wonder if anybody's playing any machines in there, anybody sitting at any of the gaming tables. They're probably all out on the streets tonight because this is a night that belongs to the New Orleans Saints and to the city of New Orleans. It's been just
maybe the parade will bring luck to the people at Harrah's. Huh? Maybe they'll go back in and say, hey, I feel lucky.
Take some of the doubloons in. And
hey, it could happen.
It could happen.
The 2013 game is, I believe it is the 7th, but it's on the same Sunday that this year's game was, which is what in Mardi Gras parlance we call it's Carrollton Sunday, when the Carrollton parade would be. So wouldn't that be something?
Oh, that's super. This is Convention Center Boulevard? Wow. Would you look at that? It's definitely
That's
Convention
right there
Center
by
Boulevard.
the Riverwalk.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, the same kind of crowd that you see on Canal Street in St. Charles, you find. This is just incredible. This is just too much.
Can you believe
it is
this?
Too much. I'm telling you, on Fat Tuesday, you never see a crowd like that. I mean, you never, ever see a crowd like that. I've been in parades like that, and you never see. The crowd starts thinning off as soon as you turn on the Convention Center Boulevard. But the crowd's there, man. I'm telling you, this is probably a bunch of the people who've been waiting to get there from across the river. And they tell me they still have people lined up on both sides of the levee trying to get over here from Algiers Point.
They thought they'd be smart and park across the river and take the ferry.
No.
Yeah. Nay.
Don't you think probably a lot of people came to this parade that normally don't come to Mardi Gras parades for whatever reason, but this was different, and they had to be a part of this. I bet you a lot of these people don't come to town for Mardi Gras.
Yeah, I bet you they don't,
right.
because they're normally celebrating their own community parades, the parades in their own subdivisions in their own little towns, and so you're right, they probably don't come over here, but for this occasion, everybody drove in, and Chris is probably right. They came in from a tri-state area.
Yeah.
Just
And let's
people
hope they come back from Mardi Gras.
You know what?
We'll fit them someplace.
Hey,
we'll sell them something.
They've had such a wonderful time tonight. Chances are they will be back because there's something to be said for the fact that this city is getting a new start.
Yeah.
There's a new spirit here, a new sense of energy, and everybody is feeling kind of uplifted. And you're kind of looking at I think the world is looking at New Orleans in a different light.
And so far, we know of no incidents.
None whatsoever.
Of violence or anything, or even an accident that we know of at this moment.
I think when it was when the New England Patriots won the Super Bowl for the first time, they were turning over cars and breaking windows and stories of looting. But here, people are just so happy.
Well, the worst thing we do is get drunk and fall asleep.
Wake up with a headache.
Yes, wait a minute.
You know, that's because people here know how to celebrate life.
I think we do.
People here
and you have to give Mardi Gras a little bit of credit for that.
Oh yeah.
I think that's where we learned it.
Well, you go back to all of the experiences that we've shared with Mardi Gras, at Carnival. Since the early 1700s, 1600s?
Just about. That's the back of the Hilton Hotel there in Convention Center Boulevard.
Yeah, you can see the mural there.
Yeah.
Hilton Hotel. But you can see, but it's still startling the number of people lining the streets there. I mean, to tell you, all along the warehouse. I don't think the warehouse district has ever been that busy with people. This is good. I mean,
there are just as many people there as there are on that size sidewalk and street around the corner on Canal Street.
It's Canal Street, yeah.
And Poydras.
And you hope some of the businesses will benefit from this down there. That maybe people say, well, it'll be half an hour for the traffic to clear. We pop in someplace and grab a sandwich.
Well, it's still early in New Orleans time period, so we probably will have people stopping in places, I'm sure.
Time stood still on this night.
Yes.
We're celebrating our champions.
Yes, indeed.
This is an incredible evening for the New Orleans Saints, and an even bigger evening for the city of New Orleans and the state of Louisiana. It was a great evening from the very beginning because everybody came to town. Arthur, you were talking about people coming to town who normally don't come in. The governor came in for this.
Yeah.
And it doesn't end here. There's Drew Brees still pumping it up.
Give me some more.
There you go. This is a shot of Sky 6. And of course, the crowd has not thinned out. They're still yelling for more. This is a big moment for them. They get to see their hero close up. You know, how many times? I mean, how many people have the opportunity to actually see this man? You know, not everybody can go to the Dome to see a football game, and not everybody can be close enough to get a look at him. But on this parade route, you can see him. You could see the players up close.
The kind of guys they are to share themselves with this many people the whole way, not tiring, not letting up. And this again is back on Convention Center Boulevard on the other end by Harris Casino, looking out at the people, at the Saints fans.
And they're still excited. They're still waiting for the rest of the team to pass by. They've seen Drew. They're still waiting on the defense. They're still waiting on the wide receivers. They're still waiting on Sean Payton. I wonder what they're going to do when Payton shows up with the Vince Lombardi Trophy. I mean, if they're going crazy now, wait till they see that trophy.
Norma, don't you wonder too about NFL players in other cities seeing this and saying, man, would I like to play with that team? You know, it's not just a winning team, but to be a part of something like this.
Yeah.
Pretty strong.
Yeah, this is a very strong, special
no other
message.
city gives this to its team.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think any other team has this kind of connection with its city. And
I heard Kurt Warner say, in fact, after we put him on the ground, that his heart really was with the Saints, and he was hoping they would be victorious. So I'm sure the Warners are watching. Back again to Harris Casino overlooking Convention Center Boulevard, and Margaret Orr is there somewhere.
Yeah, she's
here.
There she is. Margaret.
Hi.
Hi, Margaret. Margaret.
It is so great to see you guys. Everybody is ecstatic here on convention. Hoodah! Yeah, it's great down here. Woo-hoo! You know, everybody is so nice. They're just so thrilled about what's happened.
The weather, Margaret.
Well, you know what the weather is?
Cold. Wonderful. Who dat weather?
It is Hoodah
That's
weather.
wonderful,
It
baby.
Breezy. It's breezy out here.
It is a
It's
true
absolutely
breezy day. Yeah.
Wonderful girl.
I've been getting lots of kisses, Chris. Oh, I'm good.
The wind is blowing and the bush is burning.
So you can see, Chris and Norman, it's a great time on Convention Center Boulevard.
Who that said he gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that said he gonna beat them Saints? Who that said he gonna beat them Saints? Who that?
You know, he's had a few drinks. You know, they've been doing a little bit of that. So anyway, we're having a blast, and I'll step out of the way.
Oh, yeah, we recognize Sean Payton. We recognize Sean Payton. This is an unforgettable portrait. This has got to make newspaper headlines across the country. This is an unforgettable. Look at that. He's holding it up, victory sign. This is an unforgettable picture.
It'd be great if it would stop right in front of Margaret Orr and she could run over and put the microphone up there. Because Margaret would do that if she could.
She would. Margaret would interview the trophy. Yes. Yeah, she'd have words with the Vince Lombardi trophy. I'm certain of that.
She could get the trophy to talk.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be a first right here on TV, right here on WDSU. Margaret gets a trophy to talk. Yes. This is a beautiful thing. Man, I'm telling you, he has not run out of energy. Look at that. He is still holding that trophy up high. He is still pumped up. Oh, this is a great moment for the city of New Orleans. This is fantastic.
And he's allowing all the people, all the fans to really enjoy it. Not just one section and he tires by the end of the parade route, but he is really taking this all the way.
He's playing the crowd, both sides. I mean,
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Well, he's making his way down Convention Center Boulevard, and Melanie Hebert and Fletcher Mackel are standing by at Mardi Gras World, where the parade's probably going to end up. Melanie?
Well, Fletcher,
oh, look who she's with.
Norm Fletch looks
Mr.
a little
Mardi Gras
different, doesn't he? You know Mr. Mardi Gras, Mr. Blaine Kern Sr. Of course, this is where the big parade is culminating, and you just got to ride in it. What was it like, Mr. Kern?
First of all, it was freezing. But second of all, the enthusiasm of everybody. And look, you're talking to a guy, I've probably seen more parades. I'm 63 years in the trade. More enthusiasm. I've seen parades I do in the Orient with more people, but not in the city of New Orleans. This is the biggest crowd I've ever witnessed, period.
That's amazing.
More importantly, the enthusiasm of the crowd was not throw me something, but it felt like we are together as a community, black, white, all of us. And it's a hell of a long time coming. And I think this whole Saints thing, I mean, really and truly, it makes me feel good. You know, I wish the hell I was only 20 years old again to see New Orleans, because we're going to take off, baby. We really are.
You know, Mr. Kern, I have to ask you, a long time ago, many years ago, you told me
this
that...
is Holly.
Hi, and I know you got to ride as well, but I know many years ago you told me that Walt Disney himself asked you or offered a job to you, and you said, because of all your innovative, animated technology that you were inventing at the time, you said, you know what, I really think I should stick in New Orleans because I think this Mardi Gras thing is going to become big business.
I wasn't smart enough. There was a man named Darwin Fenner who said, son, because I went out there, I built this gorilla, he walked, and anyway, Walt saw it and said, come work for me. And I went to Hollywood, and my God, you know, it was wonderful because he was one of the greatest men of the 20th century. I came home, and Mr. Fenner, he was the captain of Rex, said, son, you go to Hollywood, you're going to be a little fish in a big pond. He said, stay in New Orleans, and you'll be a big fish in a little pond, and besides that, you're from Algiers.
The West Bank.
The West Bank. He says, build your dens over there, and one day your carnival dens will be way too valuable, and no great city develops only on one side. This is true. I turned him down for the job. However, he liked me enough. 60 years later, I still am one of the only ones allowed to do Mickey and Minnie and Goofy to this day. I mean, to this day, we're still working for him.
So don't you think it's quite appropriate that this is where this historic parade is culminating? Because New Orleans knows how to throw a party and a parade like no other city.
Look,
and you had such a big part in that.
We just
parade
came
culture.
back from Dubai a couple of weeks ago. We were in Lithuania and Russia. I'm in Tahiti, I'm in Tibet. I travel all over the world. And I remember a couple of years ago, I met the Zulu king, and the first thing everybody asked me about, how's New Orleans since the storm? We are one of the best known cities on planet Earth, and as far as having parties and parades and fun and food and everything wonderful, we rate with London, Madrid, Rome, and New York City. We're the party town, and this is a place that people want to come.
So you think this is going to be from now on an annual thing? Tuesday before Fat Tuesday?
I got ideas. You know, I never stop. You remember that dress outfit, everybody, Buddy Dito?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we're going to be talking. This is my girlfriend's idea. That she saw all that. She says, we're going to be opening the football season from now with a crew that's going to come out in dresses or something or the other.
And that Tuesday, how can Mardi Gras possibly top this crowd, huh?
I'll tell you what, it's gonna be, because I got every one of these guys in different major parades. I'm listening to the damn phone of mine going off. But look, seriously, God's been good. New Orleans, we all together. We got a young man who's now going to be the mayor. He's a fine young man. I've known him since he's a kid, and he goes to Manresa with me. I've been going 37 years.
Oh, great.
And he was up there this year with me in a little room next door. I want you to know, Mitch Landrew's got a beautiful singing voice. Most people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
I know that. Anyway.
Can he say, who that say they're going to beat them Saints? Can he sing that? Everybody can sing that.
Better than me.
But that's what they're playing. By the way, the Bucktown All-Stars is here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Positively.
And we're waiting for the crew to come in right now.
We got, what's our band in here?
The Bucktown All-Stars. They're playing right here at Blaine Kern's Mardi Gras World. We're all waiting for the parade to culminate right here, and we have 10 floats in there. How many
12
different? How many different crews donated their floats to the parade today?
All 12 is a different crew, from Babylon, Rex, Endymion, Orpheus, Bacchus, Zulu, Allah. Every one of the big crews, I do all of the big ones, and they each put a.
We know you do all of the big ones, Mr. Kurt.
And I forget what else.
You do everything big. We know that, and all the parade. Look, all the floats are going to be coming in right behind us. Again, we're at Blaine Kern's Mardi Gras World. Mr. Blaine Kern himself here.
One plug first. I'm gonna make, and with your help, not for Blaine Kern, but for yourselves, Halloween. And make New Orleans a Halloween center of America. It'll be big like this parade was every night, and we can do it. We got everything going for us.
All right, but give us a who dat. Who dat say they're going to beat them Saints? Live from Blaine Kern's Mardi Gras World. This is where the Saints parade is coming to a close. And we got a big crowd starting to come in. We'll keep you posted. I know we're going back to you guys.
That's a shot of the Ritz-Carlton. That's a shot from the Ritz-Carlton. A shot of Canal Street from the Ritz-Carlton Hotel.
Our champion Saints Victory Parade coverage continues right after this break.
I'm Al Balmer Jr., president of Balmer Foods Incorporated, maker of the world-famous Crystal hot sauce. Since 1923, when my dad and mom started making Crystal right here in New Orleans, we have been shipping over 2 million gallons of our hot sauce annually to more than 75 countries around the world. Thank you for using Crystal hot sauce to add a dash of Louisiana spice and flavor to your life. Crystal is proud to be the official hot sauce and #1 fan of the New Orleans Saints.
Get a real value meal for $2.99. Wendy's Crispy Chicken Deluxe with all white meat, or the Double Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe, both with fries and a drink, now for just $2.99.
You know when it's real.
Finally, the people of Jefferson Parish have a local option when it comes to banking. Some financial freedom to do the things they want to do and the things they need to do. You see, Jefferson Financial Credit Union has expanded to meet the needs of everyone in our community. Jefferson Financial Credit Union offers low-interest auto loans, home loans, and more, all from a local lender who understands the needs of their neighbors. It's time to look towards the future, and the future of banking in Jefferson Parish is Jefferson Financial.
Hi, I'm attorney Alan Berger. At my law office, we want to congratulate all of the New Orleans Saints coaches and players on your amazing season. You've lifted our city's spirits and proven that with hard work and a whole lot of faith, together we can accomplish anything. You've made us all proud to call New Orleans home. The law offices of Alan Berger and Associates, representing injured clients for over 30 years and proud to call New Orleans home.
You're watching live continuing coverage of the Saints Parade, honoring our champions.
You're looking at a shot of the parade on Canal Street. This shot coming from the top of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. This is Convention Center Boulevard now. The parade's hitting Convention Center Boulevard. It's probably on the way to Mardi Gras World, where all of the floats are going to end up after tonight's parade's over.
And this is the Sensations float. They have put on their jackets since we've seen them.
Oh, well, the temperature's dropped since they've seen it. And there's the
Bensons.
The Benson on the Endymion float with the
That's right in front of the convention center.
Yeah, and that's...
Look at the people.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Looks like the crowds have gotten bigger.
Oh, I'm telling you. That's what I'm thinking. Where is that? That's the convention center? On both sides, man. I'm telling you, the crowds there are just as huge as they were on St. Charles Avenue and on Canal Street. And that's the Benson float I was about to say with the sculpture of the Lombardi Trophy on the front end. Tom Benson still up there with his wife Gail and his granddaughter Rita. Let's see if Tom is still dancing, still holding up his umbrella. He's quite energetic tonight, and of course, yeah, looks like he's still doing it. Oh, look at there, he's moving it.
This would be a good warm-up for him because the Endymion parade is twice as long and three times as many hours. Longer route too.
He's still pumping that umbrella.
He is.
You can see that from Sky 6. This is an aerial shot from Sky 6, and I'm telling you, that Benson float is rocking.
Everyone has been waiting so patiently just to get a glimpse of the Bensons and the entire team, and they're not too far behind the Bensons.
Man, I'm telling you, this is huge. This is incredibly huge. You'd think at some point the parade would be, the crowds would start to thin out.
Not so.
Especially at the end of the parade. It's making its way to Mardi Gras World, where they're going to end up, and it's just as many people as there were on the beginning end of the parade.
And this is at the at Convention Center Boulevard, a little closer up toward Canal Street from Harrah's, looking out over the crowd, the tops of their heads, waiting for the next float or band to come by.
And they've all got their cameras out. They've got their their phone cameras out.
Everyone wearing something with the Saints on it. New Orleans Saints.
There you go, celebrating the Who Dat Nation.
And the cold weather apparently hasn't driven anyone away. I mean,
not at all.
The crowds have gotten bigger as the night's worn on, at least towards the end of the parade route.
I'm telling you, there's Sean Payton, still holding up that Vince Lombardi trophy. And
he's not cold, is he?
Not at all. Now, that's turning onto Convention Center Boulevard, is it not?
I sure think it is.
Because we saw them make the turn, the U-turn back down Canal at Rampart Street. So this is another shot. That's the shot from the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. What a beautiful shot that is. Look at the people. And as you were saying earlier, Chris, wherever
there's somewhere to stand,
that's where they are.
You will find them.
Wherever two or more are gathered, here's a parade.
Win a world championship, and they will come.
There it is. Yeah. There they go, making their way down Convention Center Boulevard, passing Harrah's. I'm sure Margaret Orr somewhere in that crowd down there. This is really something. Everybody gets a chance. Everybody who came downtown to see this parade gets a chance to see everything up close. And now Sean's just taking his hat off, saluting the crowd.
With just as much enthusiasm and love as he did when he started the parade.
Yeah, and
3.5, 4 hours
and
ago.
Then, yeah, you're right. It's almost 4 hours ago, 3 hours and 45 minutes ago. He started this journey from the New Orleans Superdome, Louisiana Superdome, that is. Made his way up Howard, down St. Charles, up Canal, back down Canal, now onto Convention Center Boulevard. What a tremendous shot.
Gosh.
I tell you what, the Smoky Mary has never had so much action in the parade, Arthur.
I may have to rebuild it for Monday
I'm telling you, will she have anything left?
No, it's fine. That is a beautiful float from a beautiful parade, the Orpheus parade, which rolls Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be not on that float, but he'll be in it. At least I don't think he'll be in that float. I'm not
That's
sure.
Sky 6 picture taking that too. I can hear the helicopter close by.
Chris's ears are still sharp, still keen. She can still hear that helicopter. Me, I haven't heard a thing. I can't see and I can't hear. But I tell you what, this has been a tremendous feeling for all of us here. This is wonderful, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, that's from the Ritz?
Yeah, that's from the top of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, yeah.
That's from top of the Ritz, but we're at the Intercontinental at Poydras and St. Charles, where we had just a wonderful view, make eye contact with the coaches and the players. It was wonderful.
Yeah. We saw just about everybody on those floats up close, and it was a tremendous feeling. And then to make eye contact with them and to see that they were very happy to be here. They were indeed pleased and joyful at this occasion, and there's nothing like it. I tell you what, I've never experienced anything like it, and I'm sure that the people along the parade route have never experienced anything like it, and nor have the float riders.
These people are not going home.
No.
They are waiting till they get their last float and band in so they can see their champions.
Nowhere in this country has this kind of sentiment been expressed for a football team. The people here love and support their team, and the team in turn love and supports its fans, and that has been demonstrated time and time again, and has especially been demonstrated throughout this whole season. There was a groundswell of energy behind the Saints after they started winning games, and especially after they started winning them by such large margins, the score, and people started to believe. And that song that was made in the 80s was resurrected, you know, Saints go all the way, I believe, and people started to believe, and it was like a snowball rolling down a hill, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it exploded onto the international stage at the Sun Life Stadium in Miami, and it sort of just picked up from there, and I think it's the kind of energy that continues to beam all over the world.
We had some Saints fans, Norman, suggest that maybe you should carve a fleur-de-lis in your goatee.
Well, you know, homie don't play that.
Join the crowd.
Homie don't play tattoos, and homie don't play sculptured hair.
What about an earring, Norman?
No, homie don't. Homie don't go there either. You know, there's just I mean, I love my Saints, but there's just something that homie ain't. You know, just, there's a line homie ain't gonna cross.
You know, I have to admit, though, after that Dallas game, I was so ingrained to it can't be this good.
Yeah.
You know, something's going to mess up. And after that Dallas game, I said, oh, please don't let this dream fall apart. And then the Tampa Bay game, well, that was a gimme in the last game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and then that bye week, and you have to admit,
we were all nervous.
It was strategery.
It was strategery. Yeah, that's right. Don't take this away from us. Don't tease us again.
You know. We'll take a break and come back and continue our live Champion Saints Victory Parade here on WDSU in just a moment.
You're watching live continuing coverage of the Saints Parade, honoring our champions.
MoveOn.org. Political action is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
Celebrate the New Orleans Saints' first Super Bowl win with Sports Illustrated's exclusive championship package. You'll get this must-have NFL Films DVD, The New Orleans Saints, Super Bowl 44 champions. Plus, this limited edition hardcover book captures the incredible Saints with SI's famous writing and photography. Go to SITVorder.com or call now and get both free with a paid subscription. 56 issues for only $1.59 an issue. Save 68% off the cover price. Use your credit card, and as a bonus, you'll also get this officially licensed football honoring the champion Saints. Designed exclusively for SI, it features scores from the entire season and includes a display stand and certificate of authenticity. Don't miss out on this special offer. Go to SITVorder.com or call now to get the official DVD, the commemorative book, and the collectible football. This incredible package is all free and only available from Sports Illustrated. Call or go online now.
You want to know what it looks like to clean up New Orleans? Well, here's your chance. Tune in to TLC on February 11th at 9 p.m. and watch me, Sidney Torres, and my crew in our new show, Trash Men. That's Thursday, February 11th at 9 p.m. on TLC. You want to know what it looks like to clean up New Orleans? Watch me and my crew clean up after one of the busiest weekends New Orleans has ever seen. On Thursday, February 11th at 9 p.m. on TLC. Keep it clean, Louisiana, and remember to tune in to TLC Thursday night to watch my new show, Trash Men.
You're watching live continuing coverage of the Saints Parade, honoring our champions.
And welcome back to our coverage of the Saints Victory Parade as we celebrate our champions. This is a live picture of the parade going on right now, a live picture from the Ritz-Carlton overlooking Canal Street. And these people are not going home. They are waiting this thing out. They want to see their champions.
And boy, I'm telling you, their champions are warming up to the crowd. They've been storing this up for the entire season, and they're letting it all hang out tonight. As you look at the live pictures from the top of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, this is Canal Street. The parade is wending its way through the crowds there who are just soaking up this glorious moment, enjoying every moment of it. And we heard Blaine Kern say not too long ago that in his 68 years of handling these parades, he's never seen a crowd quite like this. So that quantifies or certifies what we were saying earlier, Chris, that this is definitely bigger than any Mardi Gras that we've ever seen.
Yeah, and he's seeing the entire route from start to finish from the car. We're seeing bits and pieces. So I kind of believe Mr. Mardi Gras when he says that.
And they're making their way to Blaine Kern's Mardi Gras World right now, where a party is waiting for them. Another party, I might add. One party after another to celebrate.
We were not invited, I might add.
We're having our own party here, let me tell you what. And we got our own sound system going, even if it's inside our own heads. But let me tell you what, this has been one magnificent evening. This has been something that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives. And all of New Orleans and all of the surrounding area. This is a ground shot of the Harrah's location. And you can see the people there anxiously awaiting the arrival of all of the floats and all the Saints celebrities who happen to be on those floats. And Sean Payton, I think it has been an unforgettable image when you think about the energy that man had from the moment he got off the plane, got in his car. He was holding the Vince Lombardi trophy up through the sunroof, and he's held onto that thing, and he's holding it up through the entire parade route.
Doesn't that really, though, reflect the energy this team has had the entire season? Never giving up.
Never quitting. Never throwing in the towel. This is an aerial view from Sky 6, and I'm telling you, what an incredible shot of this magnificent city. This beautiful city on the mighty Mississippi River. I tell you what, this is just one incredible place to be. Full of energy now, full of hope, full of promise, and just full of life, and all generated because of the New Orleans Saints. I'll tell you what, it's been a terrific turnabout as we're back now with our live camera from the top of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. People milling about, people feeling good about themselves once again, people feeling great about the city of New Orleans, people looking around, seeing people that they haven't seen before. I haven't seen in a long time, making new friends. Of course, they're no strangers in the city of New Orleans. I remember first coming here and hearing the expression, "We're going by my mama and them." You know, we're going by my mom and them to.
How's your mom and
Yeah,
them?
how your mom and them, and they just made groceries, and we're going to go over there and have some red beans and rice and go and have some gumbo. There is no place like this that expresses humanity in the way that this city does. It's just incredible. The human contact, the energy, the culture, the lifestyle, the families, and the associations that people make, and no matter where you're from, you have some idea about the culture and the music and the sense of party and fellowship. And it is just one place that kind of grabs you and takes hold of you, and no matter where you go, you always have a place in your heart for this particular city.
You mentioned Blaine Kern's observation that he's never seen anything like it, but someone did liken it to New Year's Eve Times Square. The crowd size. If you think about it, that sounds about right.
You know what? When you look at these aerial shots, you do get a sense of the kind of energy that takes place in Times Square in New York. And that's
that's one small, relatively small area. This is
the entire city,
downtown, and you know, commercial business district area that's taking place here.
But both of those are events, New Year's Eve and Times Square, and the Saints Champion Parade. And like you said, Chris, you'll remember where you are and when it happened and how special it was. And I just hope we get to do it again.
Well, you know what? As long as we've got this guy as our coach, I don't doubt that it can happen again. And as long as we have players of the caliber of the players and the character of the players that we have now, I don't doubt that it'll happen again. And there you have this aerial view from Sky 6 of the parade coming down Canal Street, winding its way along and making that turn onto Convention Center Boulevard on down to Mardi Gras World, where they will end and gather on their buses, and then others will go and continue to party. That is the St. Mary's High School band there in the view from New Orleans East, all girls Catholic school. They have a wonderful music program, and you know what? They have been in an event that they will never forget, Arthur.
That's right, and that's another school that has come back really strong after Katrina.
Yeah, this is a story of rebirth. When you talk about, you haven't seen this kind of energy in the city in a long time.
You're right,
especially you haven't seen this kind of energy since the hurricane affected us in 2005. So this is a story of rebirth, not just for the New Orleans Saints, but for the entire area, and especially for all of those who were impacted by this storm. And that was hardly any area in this region not impacted in some way by Hurricane Katrina.
After the game, Mr. Benson made a comment that's really telling of how they feel on those sentiments you just said about the rebirth, because he said this is not just for New Orleans, it's for all of Louisiana and all of the Gulf South to share and enjoy this championship.
No question about it.
And a lot of life's lessons there, you know, in terms of the finish strong idea, the idea of coming back, and sure, you're going to get knocked down, but get up, and that's what the team did, and that's what the city has done.
Yeah. And, you know, we've seen the party on Canal, St. Charles, Poydras, Howard, and Loyola and Poydras, and now this is Bourbon Street in the French Quarter. This is a shot from the Royal Sonesta Hotel, and you know the party's going to continue down there tonight. It might be Tuesday, but it's party time in New Orleans.
Although not quite as wild as the other day, huh?
Not as wild, but I'm telling you what they're milling about. There are a number of people down there that who are probably going to be enjoying themselves and having a very good time until the wee hours of the morning. I don't doubt it one bit, because that is the culture of our beautiful city, and that is what we embrace. And we know how to do it better than most people. And this is just another example of how New Orleans celebrates, and how New Orleans is now happy to sort of beat its chest to the rest of the world and say, we have something now to crow about. We have something to hang our hats on. We are the Super Bowl champions, and we are a city that's in recovery. We are a city that's grabbed itself up by its bootstrap, and we are now once again open and ready for business, better than ever before.
A beautiful picture of the Louisiana Superdome, the home of the New Orleans Saints, the world champions.
And a city alive with hope and optimism.
And as Drew said the other night, this is something they can't ever take away from us.
Can't ever take this away from us.
This is forever that this team
This is forever.
won
You
this
know,
championship for them and for us, the city.
yeah.
It's ours.
There you go. The only time I almost teared up was when he said that we will forever walk together as Super Bowl champions.
And
that to me was poignant and a poetic moment. And just look at the people, how they're walking, they're just enjoying themselves and enjoying their city. They're enjoying their surroundings. They're enjoying the accomplishments of their team. They're enjoying the architecture and the atmosphere and environment of their city. And
they're enjoying their daiquiris and their cold beers.
Perhaps that has enhanced their enjoyment.
And they might as well stay. You know, the Druids Parade is less than 24 hours away.
There you go.
And here we go, you know. So
they want to make sure they get a good spot.
Hey, why wait? Beat the rush. Look at that magnificent shot of the Mississippi River and the Crescent City connection. And don't you just feel so alive? This is just incredible. That's the sky shot from Sky 6. And we were looking at actually
the front of the parade.
The front of the parade. Mm-hmm. Wow, a huge night. I'm telling you, and for all of the crews that contributed, that participated in this event tonight, I tell you what a tremendous effort on their part.
And Absolutely. This is the parade right here, reaching the convention center, Arthur.
Yes, it is. And you know, a week from tonight, Lent will begin, and I think we're really going to need it. Don't you think there's going to be not really a letdown, but a thank God?
Yeah.
Now we're going to just rest a little bit. Can we do any more than this?
But haven't you enjoyed this football season?
Absolutely.
This has been.
This has just been.
It's been a magical year.
It's been incredible. But at some point, you've got to stop and catch your breath, and that's a week from tonight.
At some point, you have to catch up on your sleep.
Hey, but that will be then. This is now.
Oh, yeah. Enjoy the moment and enjoy all the parades. And
Look
it's going to be a wonderful week.
Beautiful shot.
But what a start to the
final
week.
There it is. The Benson's still at it. He's still boogieing, baby. I'm telling you. Sky 6 is hanging with him with those aerial shots, and he's still putting it on.
He's going strong.
Benson's got some energy, doesn't he? I'm telling you.
I need some of those vitamins.
Oh, my goodness. Man, I want to be there when I get that age. Look at him.
Yes, indeed.
Man, he's putting it down, baby. Hey, talk about making it funky. Go ahead, Tom. Man, look at the crowd. They're just soaking it up. They're just eating this moment up, I'm telling you. This is going to be a moment that's going to live in our hearts and our minds just forever. This is just great. And there's the shot of the French Quarter.
And you know, when you look at this shot of Bourbon Street, you say to yourself, where are they going? And all they're doing is just enjoying the moment. Yeah. They are enjoying each other, walking down the street, enjoying the sights, looking and talking and celebrating, and everyone's in a good mood and just feeling good about what's happened.
And they don't want it to end, Chris.
Right.
And you can understand that. Here it is, a weeknight, it's a Tuesday night, and they're just having a good time. And Fletcher and Mackle and Melanie Hebert are at Mardi Gras World where the parade's ending. And I'm sure they're seeing some excited people coming off those floats. Melanie, Fletcher?
Norm, we did actually. We saw the family members of the players come in buses.
And actually, Norman, you said excited people getting off the floats. Momentarily, we can tell you that the first floats, the beginning of the parade, is almost past the convention center. So it is almost here to the end of the parade at Mardi Gras World. And Melanie and I will be grabbing players and talking to them once they deboard the floats, talk about what a great ride it was, and talk to them as they get ready to have another amazing party as Super Bowl champions.
All right, back to you guys.
All right, guys, thank you. Stand by. We can't wait to get back to you and find out what the players have to say about the experience. Look at Drew Brees still pumping it up. This is an aerial view of Sky 6, boy, and Drew Brees is really pouring it on right now. Let me tell you.
Making its way through a sea of people.
Hey, listen, it's 2 minutes left in the game. The ball's on the 20-yard line. He's in the red zone, baby. He's got to score. He's doing it, man. Look at that. I wonder if he's got any throws left.
Doesn't look like it.
I think they dumped their empty boxes.
Ah, there it is. That's your favorite float, Chris.
It's one of them. How many were the players? About 4 or 5? I have 4 or 5 favorites.
You have 4 or 5.
I love them all.
This is a float that the kickers are wearing, that the kickers are riding
and wearing.
It's a special cleat. It has one cleat in the back.
From the crew,
that's his secret weapon.
From the crew of music.
That's his secret weapon. There's another shot of Drew Brees from Sky 6, another aerial view. As he's getting into the thick of the crowd as the parade is rounding the corner, making its way down to Mardi Gras World, where Fletcher Mackel and Melanie Hebert will be standing by to try to get a word in with some of the players to get their take on what it was like for them to have this particular experience tonight. I tell you what, you know, it's one thing to ride a float just in a standard parade, but to ride a float in something like this has to really be special.
It's kept them energized the entire duration of this parade route.
Somebody's handing a football up for Drew to sign, and he's signing it. How about that? I'm telling you, Chris, you talked about the fact that these players are not too snooty. You know, they're not standoffish. They are just one with the people.
And that football will be on eBay tonight for $250.
$250,000.
Oh, my God. No doubt about it, man. This is something. I see Drew breaking open another bag or something. He's about to throw something. Oh, he's got a T-shirt he's probably going to throw.
Maybe
man, it's got a fleur-de-lis on it. This is going to be somebody's
Maybe someone
prize.
gave it to him.
He's going to sign a T-shirt. Oh, wow. How about that? Look at the crowd just waving. They're waving that Saints banner. Somebody's got a Saints banner in the crowd. People are walking up to the floats with their pictures, with their children, and waving, trying to make some kind of contact with their star quarterback, with their most valuable player of the Super Bowl. What a special evening this has been.
Maybe I should have thrown him my glove or something. Sign this.
Sign this, Drew. Oh, my goodness. You know what? For a moment, that looked like a boat, not a float. It looked like a boat floating along the water there. This is something, man.
Look at the people trying to keep up with it.
Yeah. They don't want it to end. As like Arthur said, they don't want this night to end. They don't want this moment to end.
They don't want to lose that feeling. I think they wrote a song about that, didn't they?
You've lost that loving feeling, I tell you.
You know,
Not this time.
I don't want to lose that feeling. I'm very comfortable with the energy that's being transmitted throughout the city now. It is. You can tell that it's a different attitude. It's in it's existed since the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it really cranked up after the play. It intensified after the playoffs.
You think intensified? Because I think it's been going on all football season.
Yeah, it
Even
intensified.
the couple of losses we had, it didn't ever let up.
Yeah, and it's so wonderful to hear New Orleanians talk positive about things, because for so long we've been our biggest critics, and now we can. It seems like we're on the same page, and we're talking about things getting better.
And it's a good thing we won, and we're celebrating this championship, this victory, because it has to last us in the off season until next football season starts, because I can't wait already. I do need a rest because I'm emotionally exhausted from this football season, as you know.
You know, Arthur, you don't want to watch a football game with Chris Fairbairn.
Oh, really?
Why?
You just don't want to watch
fun.
Oh no, it's nerve-wracking.
It's fun.
You don't want to watch a football game. The woman can't be still. She gets up, she walks back to the set, then she walks away to the corridor.
Only if something bad happens
and
I have to change my
Let me tell you what it was like. She went to Houston, Texas to watch a football game with her brother.
That was the Dallas game.
They had to put her out of the house. She went and got in her head. She had to go get in her car. They wouldn't let her sit in the house and watch the rest of the game.
In Houston, even though they loved the Saints, they weren't pulling for them as intensely as I was, and they were distracting me from my focus. I had to focus, so I went out in the car and listened to it on the radio.
Well, I tell you, Drew Brees
but it didn't help.
Drew Brees has not been distracted tonight, baby. I'm telling you.
No, he hasn't lost his focus.
Not at all. He's still one with the crowd. And there goes the Navy band's Old Ironside floating through the crowd as we watch them pass the Harrah's Hotel, making their way.
They've got a jazz combo in the back.
Yeah. making their way down to Convention Center Boulevard.
They're having a great time, laughing and dancing.
Oh, man. There's another float making its way onto Convention Center Boulevard. And the crowd's waiting with open arms. There you go. Drew Brees is making his way to Mardi Gras World, where Fletcher Mackel and Melanie Hebert are waiting to talk to them.
Now, you won't see too many people there, I don't think, because at some point
the
they're
police...
not going to allow any more people. It's
Yeah.
like a disbanding area, and I think we're nearing that point now.
Yeah, I think they've almost reached the intersection where they're going to turn left to go to Mardi Gras World and cross the railroad tracks. So they're probably not going to let the crowds go past that point.
And my guess, Norman, is that they've already pulled the bands out. They normally do that because the band buses will be stacked up to get the kids out of there.
The
It
band,
is a school night.
Yeah, yeah, it is a school night, and probably the kids will be back in school tomorrow.
Yes,
I think
yes, they will.
They will?
Yeah.
If you have to go open the school yourself, they'll be back in the school tomorrow, right,
I'll be
Chris?
up at 6 a.m. getting
Yeah.
Nicholas ready for school, whether he likes it or not.
There's another ground level shot of the crowd standing in front of the Harrah's Hotel and Casino, waiting for the floats to pass by, waiting to get a glimpse of another Saints football celebrity. And there he is. That's Drew Brees making his way to Mardi Gras World. He's still pumped up.
He's still moving.
I'm telling you what. He's getting ready for the party. What band is playing at the party at Mardi Gras World tonight?
Melanie said the Bucktown All-Stars.
Oh, that's a great band. I mean, boy, they play some great R&B
They're
stuff.
good.
I mean, to tell you, man, they know how to get the crowd going.
You know, talking about schools, it's not bad to be a school kid in New Orleans this time of year. I mean, next week they're off. So
well, this is true for
it's Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
And you know,
it's Mardi
and
Gras already.
during the whole football season, like our principal, Mr. Rando, Greg Rando at Brother Martin, is such a Saints fan himself that he allows the kids to celebrate and enjoy it as well. It's
That's
just
good.
terrific.
Yeah, there goes Drew Brees crossing the railroad tracks to Mardi Gras World. He's on the wharf now.
Have a
What
good
a shot.
time.
And, he's on the wharf making his way to Mardi Gras World.
And it's not too late to invite us.
Not at all.
We can still get over there.
Yeah, well, we can make it.
You think they might have some food?
We do have wheels.
Yes, we do.
And we know the way.
I know somebody that has a siren in his car.
There you go. We both know somebody who has a siren in his car. All three of us might know that person. Yeah, this is a great shot, though, from Sky 6 of the float going back to Mardi Gras World from whence it came. Back to Mr. Mardi Gras, Blaine Kerr. Mr. Floatman himself.
Don't you love him?
Oh, yeah. There's no other town. There's no town with anybody like this guy. He's an icon.
I've told the story before, but I had the pleasure of going as his guest to China with him a few years ago. It was an incredible experience to watch him work some of these very stiff Chinese people. You know, we were told you don't shake hands, you bow. Well, Blaine comes up and hugs the guy. They looked at him like, are you out of your mind? But after a few drinks, everybody was hugging everybody.
There you go.
Because Blaine was Blaine and Mr. Mardi Gras, and that's how we do it in New Orleans.
There you go. The first float has pulled into Mardi Gras World, and that's the Endymion float, occupied by Tom Benson, the owner of the Saints, and his wife, Gail, and his granddaughter, Rita. And they are pulling in and ready to disembark, I'm sure. They are very tired after...
And warm up. Rest and warm up.
Yeah, I'm sure. But you know what? This is just a great view. It's a great shot of them actually coming in. How many times do you actually get to see the parade in?
Not
you get
often.
to see them. You get to see them take the floats back inside the den and to see what they do with them. Now, this has been an incredible evening. You've seen this parade from WDSU News Channel 6, our Champion Saints Victory Parade. You've seen this parade from the beginning to the end, to the very end.
From the sky to the ground. The only thing we didn't have is a camera underneath the earth looking up, I think.
On the back of the tractor.
That's right.
We
The only
really
thing
covered it.
Well, the only thing we have is an underwater shot. We had every other kind of shot, I'm telling you. But this is what happens there. There's Tom getting off the float. Tom Benson's now getting off the float, being helped down from the float. I'm sure he's going over to the party. But they led off the parade, and now they have been the first. They are the first float to move into the den after the parade ends, and so they are waiting for the rest of the crew to catch up with them. And as Arthur said, the bands will probably be separated from the float somewhere along Convention Center Boulevard, right in front of the Convention Center before the floats head down to Mardi Gras World. You can see the shot of the crowd still gathering in front of the Convention Center. Yeah. That's Sky 6. That's an aerial shot from Sky 6, and this is inside Mardi Gras World in downtown New Orleans, where all the floats will end up, and everybody will get off the float there and go inside the other building that is set aside there at Mardi Gras World for parties and conventions and other gatherings. There's a band, the Bucktown All-Stars, waiting to regale people tonight, to entertain people. And they're a very good band, and I know they're going to have a great time in there. This is another ground level shot from Harrah's Casino back to the den.
And Melanie and Fletcher are actually right there at the convention center waiting for us. Let's go check in with them to see what it's like from ground level. Melanie, Fletcher?
Thank you very much, Chris. Yes, we are here at ground level, just like you all, watching the first floats coming in as they get ready to deboard the floats and go into what looks like an exceptional party. Melanie and I have spent some time in there. The Bucktown All-Stars are already playing. Tremendous food spread. It looks like it's going to be a roaring time here and go well into Wednesday morning.
And of course, as Mr. Blaine Kern said, all of the parades really teamed up together to donate each of their one float from each of the crews for this parade, and they'll be parked right here in the den before everybody comes out. All the players will greet their wives and families who are inside right now. The Rivertown Complex is what they call it, as it's all a part of Blaine Kern's Mardi Gras World. But again, Bucktown All-Stars, I know they're set up for about 1,200 people there in that private party. Tickets weren't sold to this event, so this was just exclusively for the players who rode and the staff of the Saints who rode on the in the parade tonight.
And if you're wondering why we're not actually in the bus barn, here's a little fact for you. The floats from the Muses Parade are in there, and it's of course a satirical parade, and it is of course a big secret until the floats roll on Thursday night for Muses. So therefore we are outside the bus barn because all the floats are ready for Muses, and it is a big secret. Now we have some players and coaches. I believe Coach Tom Benson is now, or excuse me, team owner Tom Benson is now making his way from the float to the party. You can see the escort coming with him, and it should be Drew Brees following and the players. And again, we will bring as many players to you as we can, as we are stationed here between the float area where they get off and the old River City Casino building, which is now part of Mardi Gras World, where the big party or extravaganza is going to be.
And you know, you can only imagine what a whirlwind is going through their head right now. I mean, Drew Brees, for one, was on all the national television shows yesterday, and here we go, Tom Benson's walking up right now along with the staff and the rest of the Saints players following him as well into out of the den.
That's right. Tom and his wife Gail Marie walking in right now. You're looking at them. Tom Benson with the Super Bowl champion's hat. He looks like he's still got a few beads around his neck and is probably ready for a good party. If he hasn't had enough parties, big party in Miami, big party with the team, Super Bowl trophy, and there is Tom Benson and his wife Gail Benson. So we're going to go try and talk to them right now.
But nothing beats a party like New Orleans. All right, Fletcher's taking off the mic there and trying to catch up with Saints owner
Hello,
Tom
Ms.
Benson.
How are you? Mr. Benson, how are you? How was the parade? Was it tremendous stuff? Did you enjoy it?
Wasn't that tremendous? They telling me that's the biggest parade, beat all Mardi Gras crowds.
That's right. We had Arthur Hardy on. He said he can't ever remember a Mardi Gras day being that big. Dat Tuesday is now bigger than Fat Tuesday. What do you say to all the fans that are out here right now showing the love and support?
You know, this is so great for New Orleans and Louisiana, and it's the people. You know, we're showing the rest of the world, boy, what a great place, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Congratulations, Mr. Benson. Congratulations, Miss Gale. Good to see you all very much. All right, and we're going to have more players and coaches as they get off their floats in a few minutes here. But that was Saints team owner Tom Benson and his wife Gail Marie.
Fletcher.
All right, again, so the parade is coming to a culmination here, and you know, it's most appropriate that it's coming to an end here at Mardi Gras World because, you know, Blaine Kern's Mardi Gras World. Blaine Kern, of course, such a founder of the Mardi Gras tradition here in New Orleans, and nobody could have thrown a championship victory parade for a football team like the city of New Orleans. Wouldn't you agree?
No, I would definitely agree. I think that everyone will be envious of this for years to come. I cannot imagine anyone doing a celebration parade any better than this. Here are several players coming right now. That's Zach Streif, number 64. We've got some of the players coming at us. This looks like the offensive line, probably the Drew Brees float and the offensive line float after their thrilling ride through downtown New Orleans and greeting all the fans 10 deep. And here comes the offensive line that won an award as the best offensive line in the National Football League. So here they come right now to enjoy the party after the big ride.
Oh, let's see what his sign says. Hold up your sign. What does his sign say? Can you see? Fletch,
Hold on, we're going to see here real quick. What does your sign say here? This is
all
Javon
right,
Bushrod.
Zach.
How are you? Good to see you. How was the parade? Tell us quickly if you can. You're on live TV right now watching. All of New Orleans is watching.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've never experienced anything like that. I got this, I guess, from a New Orleans native and somebody, I guess, who knew somebody from back home in King George, Virginia. Ain't that something? That's a blessing, man. It brings all types of people together.
Has it
love that.
Has it kind of hit you yet? You're a Super Bowl champion, and all these people, the loving, adoring fans. Has it kind of sunk in yet, or is it still kind of a whirlwind?
Going through this parade, man, it kind of makes it sink in for you. Just seeing all the smiles on everyone's faces. Like I said earlier, it's a blessing, and we're just happy we can do something like this for this city. It's unbelievable. I ain't never seen nothing like that. I think I'm losing my voice. I don't know. It was unreal.
I would say that no one will ever be able to top a celebration party like this.
Oh boy! Between this party and the mini parade that we had coming home from the airport yesterday, it was best celebrations I've ever been through. I mean, it was unreal.
And the party will continue inside with the Bucktown All-Stars and all your teammates. Javon Bushrod, let's hope this is the first of a lot of celebrations to come.
That's what I'm talking about. We've been grinding, man. We've been grinding for the last 5 or 6 months. It's time to let loose and have a little fun and take in the city a little bit and enjoy Mardi Gras next week. Gotta love it, man.
Enjoy it with the fans because these people love you. Thank you so very much. Go enjoy the party. Thank you so very much. We appreciate it. All right, that was the offensive lineman getting off the floor right there. I'm going to try to talk to Saints offensive lineman John Stinchcomb here in just 1 second. He's doing another interview right now, and we will just stand by here talking to the players as they get off the floats and start making their way to the big extravaganza here at Blaine Kern's Mardi Gras World site in the old River City Casino. But we just talked to Javon Bushrod. He said it was one of the greatest experiences of his life. And Saints offensive lineman John Stinchcomb is John. If we can try to grab him real quick when he wraps up here, we'll grab him over as well. I keep saying final question here, but we're just broadcasting the whole thing live. Do you really feel like, I know that you all had to keep everything in check and you kind of had to say one game at a time, and you already alluded to the fact of playing for the team and the connection you all have, but do you really feel that you carry an extra burden because of all these people? It's not just a team, it's not just you guys, that you were playing for all these people here.
It was never a burden. It's more of a motivating factor. Anytime you can play for something, for someone, for a body of people, it just adds that little extra oomph when you need it. If you're thinking about only going half speed or just going through the motions in practice, when you think about what you're really playing for, and it's not just this team, and it's a whole city that's put a great deal of faith in you and what we do, it motivates you to give that extra effort and bring home that Lombardi trophy for the people in New Orleans.
All right, John Stinchcomb, Saints offensive tackle, thank you so much. Aren't you glad you signed with the Saints last offseason when everybody else was courting you? Seattle's making a big offer. I think that was a great move now, don't you think?
Without a doubt. So grateful to be a New Orleans Saint.
All right, John Stinchcomb, go enjoy the party. The Bucktown All-Stars are already kicking in there. Yeah. All right, thank you so very much. We appreciate it. And now we're looking at some more guys getting off their floats right now. We're looking at the defensive line. We're looking at live TV right now. I'll warn you right now. We're pointing over there. We're on live TV. How was the parade? How was it? Was it good? Was it good for you? Come on, Cedric. Come on over this way. How about it? We'll walk and talk since we're on live right now. How was it? Was it good for you?
Honestly, it's unbelievable. The entire way, we went from a float to a truck to a random crowd just running around. Like, seriously, I still can't believe it that we're Like, I mean, the entire way there was fans. They were, when is this going to end? It never ended.
And I'm glad to see that you started with the jersey on the right way and finished with the jersey to make sure everybody knows this is Jeff Charleston.
Actually, I think some fan tore it off me, and I had to take it back from him and put it back on because, like, the entire way, like, unbelievable. Like, we that.
Let me just tell you this right now. How does this feel for a guy from a small college, Idaho State? Last year you joined the team mid-season, kind of come out of nowhere to make some big sacks, and now you're a Super Bowl champion, and people love you. How does that feel, the last 18 months of your life? How has it been, and how does tonight feel?
The best part is like, my nickname's White Lightning. And randomly from the crowd, people were like, White Light, White Lightning, like randomly. And we're just like, who's calling him that? Like, only like Cedric and like
So
Remy.
the guys
like,
know that.
Yeah, the guys on the team know that, but no one else knows that. And I'm just like, from the crowd, I'm like, these are some true fans.
I was going to say, these are the most passionate fans you'll meet. They know probably every detail about your life. Just talk about that parade. I've lived here my whole life. We cover Mardi Gras every year at our TV station. Some of the aerials we were showing, people 20 deep in some spots. That's bigger than any Fat Tuesday. That Tuesday has now become the biggest parade ever. What was that like being on that parade and looking out at those fans?
Still unbelievable. Like, we were on the 5th float, the Gator float, and like, I know Remy, Cedric, myself, we got off the float when we started running around because we couldn't believe it. We jumped on another truck, jumped in the bed of the truck, and like, everyone was haunting us for autographs. Like, it was unbelievable. Like, honestly, I still can't believe it. Like, we're world champs.
I know, forever and ever, it's going to be Jeff Charleston, Super Bowl champion. Has that sunk in?
It still hasn't, but like, after tonight, I mean, it really, like, the support, like, we had fun in Miami, but our main goal was to get it back here, to New Orleans. And right now we realize how much of an impact it made.
All right, Jeff Charleston, thank you so very much. The party continues. The Bucktown All-Stars are playing right now. Go enjoy that.
We that.
All right, thank you so much. Jeff Charleston, Saints defensive end, a guy that, like many players here, kind of came out of nowhere.
All right, congratulations, ladies. Hey, you look great. Were you guys cold out there?
No, actually, we took our jackets off and we were so high energy that we weren't even cold. We were pretty hot the whole time, and the fans were so excited. That was the most fun time of my life.
I can tell. Now, this Leslie Fitzmaurice, of course, your director. She's been through all this herself, but not quite an experience like this.
Unless it's never 25 years. This is the best. Being on the other side, the winning side. Oh my gosh, it just is. It's a lifetime. It's indescribable. And then when you get home and you see all your fans and just people love the cheerleaders, and all of a sudden you see the effect of not only the players and cheerleaders on the whole community, and we're just so proud to be a part of it.
And again, this was the first time that the NFL has ever allowed an NFL dance team to dance on the field during the Super Bowl. I recognize Amanda because we talked to you out in Miami. How was that experience?
It was amazing. You know, my last game, got to dance right on the 50-yard line, center field. It was just crazy. And then, like I said, to dance to the Saints are coming at the Super Bowl was, you know, amazing again. Just, I don't even have words to describe the whole entire game. I mean, it went by so quick. We were up and we were winning. We were excited. It was just a high-impact, high-energy game throughout the entire thing.
And I know for you in particular, that song is special to everyone, but your first game was that dome-coming game right after Katrina when the Saints came back in. So what was going through your mind when you were dancing at the Super Bowl?
Dancing at the Super Bowl, again, to that song brought back so many memories. You know, again, I'm going to tear up, but I'm okay. You know, it's over, and I'm just glad that we went out the way we did. Being in this parade definitely capped off all 4 years that I've been on the team. To see the fans just look in your eyes and appreciate you for doing all the things that you do. And there was tons of Junior Saints-ations, and they would take off their jackets and show us, you know, Junior Saints-ations written across their chests, and that meant a lot to us because they remember who we are, and that, you know, we're role models for all the young girls in this community. And I'm just sad that it's the end of the road for me, but there's lots of other girls that will definitely fill the shoes of Saints-ations.
On that note, Leslie, what does this do for an NFL dance team, a Super Bowl win like this and such national or worldwide exposure?
Well, it's just amazing. I mean, our message was we want to break the mold of a typical NFL cheerleader. You know, these girls are real people. They're down to earth, they're smart, they're educated, and they're not just like eye candy. And I think that message got across in national media. London, Sky Sports, all over the world, they've just, you know, called us America's favorite cheerleaders.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. So now you guys saw the Indianapolis Colts rings, and now you get your very own ring, yeah? So when will that be coming? All the girls get their own Super Bowl rings, right?
Well, I don't know yet. We're just waiting to see. So.
Okay, sorry, maybe I shouldn't have asked that. Now, who's ridden on a float from Mardi Gras before? Okay, so how did this experience compare to Mardi Gras?
Whatever I've been in before did not match up to this at all. Crowds for Endymion, Bacchus, Orpheus, I've never seen crowds like this. They were, 2,500
100 thick.
It was absolutely insane, and it's just so wonderful to hear them cheering for us and here to see us, and so excited, unified as a city.
I thought when I rode down Convention Boulevard, oh my gosh, what a change if the world could see. Just the crowd and just glory and just joy in everybody's faces. And it brought tears to my eyes. It was incredible. It was an incredible experience.
Sentiments are shared throughout the city and the state, and I think perhaps the country and the world. Leslie Fitzmaurice, the director of the Sensations. Thank you, ladies, so much. Give us a Who Dat cheer. You guys have been great in Miami here.
Who Dat? Who Dat? Say you're gonna beat them Saints. Who Dat? Who Dat? Who Dat? Say you're gonna beat them Saints. Who Dat?
All right, live out here at Playing Cards Mardi Gras World. You guys go and have a fabulous time tonight. Again, the Bucktown All-Stars are playing inside of the Rivertown complex here at Playing Cards Mardi Gras.
Game right there. That took everything I had. My elbow's gone, but it was worth it though, man. It was all worth it.
Talk a little bit about what this means to you. You were one of the first guys that Sean Payton brought in. You were the second-round draft pick after graduation. You're here to see it all. What does it mean to you to win the Super Bowl and be part of the celebration?
It means everything. It means everything's come to a full circle now, man. We've been here 4 years. It's been around. All the hard work and everything's paid off, and it's worth it every second, every moment of us right now. It's all paid off. All the fans, everybody being out here in the wind, in the cold, and it was beautiful tonight.
Are these the greatest fans ever? I mean, look, this was bigger than any Mardi Gras celebration. Are these the greatest fans ever?
They got to be, man. They got to be out here. Just as many people's out there, and everything that was going on. It was beautiful. It was perfect for tonight, man. And who that, man? That's all I can say.
All right, Roman Harper. The party continues inside. Thank you so very much. We appreciate it. Tracy Porter, look, you're on live right now. We're on live right now. We're just rolling with it. Right here, we're on live right now. 2 questions, that's fine. You were the star of the Super Bowl. You iced the game. You brought the championship. You were kind of the star of the Super Bowl.
I just put an assist. The star of the Super Bowl won the MVP. I just, helped out a little bit, but this parade was real big for us, and the fans just showed their appreciation.
Talk a little bit about this. Did you kind of prep these guys what to expect? You grew up here. You know what Mardi Gras is. You've been to carnivals before. Did you kind of say, here's what it's all about, guys? And did this parade even blow you away? Because they're talking about this being the biggest parade in the history of New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be one of the biggest parades. But I did prep the guys, told them what they were in store for. Told them not to throw all their bees out early, but those guys enjoyed themselves.
All right, Tracy Porter, the party continues inside, and I think everybody, you want to say anything to the fans here? They love you. I mean, you're everywhere now with that point to the stands and to the fans that you scored that touchdown. I mean, you want to say anything to them? You were just yelling at them, and they were yelling at you in a great way, but you want to say anything to them before we go?
The fans love me. I love the fans, so it's always a great thing. I appreciate the support that they've showed us, and we look forward to doing this all again next year.
All right, Tracy Porter, thank you so very much. Look, more guys here. Hey, no? They're coming to get him. That's their guy, I guess. That's all the defensive backs kind of coming to get their man here. So this is the Saints defensive backfield. These are all the defensive players getting off the floats right now, kind of making their way towards the party. Usami, you got a quick second? How are you? Nice to see you. How was that ride? We're actually on live right now. We're on live right now.
Mo,
we did Tracy. How was that? Malcolm Jenkins, Usami Young. You're on live right now. Live on Channel 6 here right now. Look, let me just ask you this. You've been here for a few years. This is your first year here. Have you ever experienced anything like that? That's your first Mardi Gras.
No.
And they're talking about it being the biggest parade in the history of Carnival.
Dude, my back hurts. I'm tired. I haven't been asleep in 3 days.
On the float, though? The greatest rookie season.
I've had the greatest rookie season ever.
Quite possibly.
Seriously, quite possibly.
Hey, you won a Super Bowl. That's a pretty.
I won a Super Bowl, first round draft pick. I spent $1,200 on all the DBs so they could have Best Buy cards. As quick as I could. Then I buy Manos every single week for them so they eat. So they eat good, And then we go to Super Bowl, we win my rookie year. Can't get no better than that.
Hold on, let me just ask you this. Did he buy y'all's beads? You should have made him buy all the beads on the float. Why did you make him buy that?
I got a bag right here, though, so I can ride in my car over to my apartment and just throw them out. Just random people.
Bring him to the police. Bring him back to Ohio State. They don't have purple, green, and gold beads.
Right. I'm going to throw a Mardi Gras party.
You're right.
And they can't win a big
Let me
game
ask you
in
this. This
Ohio
is
State
Lee
either.
Torrance. This is defensive back Lee Torrance. You're a veteran in this league. What does it mean to climb the top of the mountain, to get to the Super Bowl, and to take part in a parade like this?
It's so hard to get there, but when you see guys get there, it's a great thing, especially young guys like my.
This is Garrett Hartley, good to see you. How's everything going? Congratulations. We're on actually live TV right now.
We're on live TV.
Right there.
Right here.
How was that parade? Was that unbelievable for you?
Oh my gosh, the city of New Orleans is completely amazing, and just just to fathom the thought, of how proud they are of us and how proud we are of them, being able to represent New Orleans every time we go out and play a game, and then coming back with the Vince Lombardi Trophy. It's something special.
Let me just ask you this. You've taken part in some great parties. You won, a national championship, I believe, at Oklahoma, or at least played in some monster games. Have you ever experienced anything like that party and that celebration? Have you ever been part of something like that?
Absolutely not. There's nothing I've ever been a part of. It's something as amazing, it's something down to earth, and just truly, incomprehensible as this parade that we've just gone through.
3 monster kicks in the Super Bowl to help bring the Super Bowl championship home so early in your career. Has it really sunk in, the success? I mean, you kicked them into the Super Bowl, and then you had 3 monster kicks in the Super Bowl to help them win it. Has it even sunk in yet? Because I'm sure everybody's texting you and calling you, and you've been part of the parties and the parades. Are you going to have to kind of take a little time off and kind of let it all sink in?
I'm only 23. I think this is pretty cool. I mean, I don't think about the history part of it. I don't think anything else other than the fact of what we did, in the game on Sunday night. And here we are celebrating a parade. I just want to give a shout out to the city of New Orleans. Thank you very much for being behind us. And I promise we're behind you, and we will always, always represent you every time we play. Who dat?
All right, Garrett Hartley, thank you so very much. Go enjoy the party inside. The band has already started. Thank you so very much. All right, Saints kicker Garrett Hartley, 3 big field goals in the Super Bowl, kicked them.
It was a hero's welcome for the world champion New Orleans Saints tonight. Thousands of Who Dat fans gathered to cheer on the black and gold after the historic win in Super Bowl 44.
Carnival floats carrying players, coaches, and team owner Tom Benson rolled through downtown New Orleans to celebrate the team's victory. Head coach Sean Payton blew kisses, held the Lombardi Trophy over his head, and said, "We'll be back here next year."
Journey, but everybody that's here tonight can't touch this. And I know on behalf of the team, the organization, we just wish you could spend one night with it, because your support and just your following means so much to us. And we thank you, and we'll see you again this time next year.
Hey! Who Dat Nation feeling tonight? All right, well, this toast goes out to you. We love you, and we won that championship for you.
Hey!
Drew, thank you, New Orleans.
Thank you, man. Look, Drew, we got a couple of special guests want to say a little something to you in the offensive line. First, we have our senator from the great state of Louisiana, Mr. David Vitter.
Senator Vitter.
Drew, we salute you as the unquestioned team leader of the world champion New Orleans Saints. And Drew, we just have one thing to say, which is move over, Peyton. There's a new favorite son in town.
And Mark Brunell, thank you for holding that field goal. Oh, beautiful, man. Beautiful.
All right, here we go, y'all. Everybody raise their glass. And if you don't have one, act like you have one.
To Drew Brees and the offensive line.